All right. So, um, just had an interesting conversation with my brother, one of my older brothers, and like I said, they always try to do this jab, try to insult you and stuff like that. So we're talking, and he says to me, "How come I didn't go to my mother's get together today?" I said, "Well, I didn't know." I said, "I was there yesterday," and he doubted me. I wasn't there yesterday. I said, "How you gonna doubt me? I was there yesterday. How you gonna tell me I was there?" you know. So we were talking and stuff like that. He's talking about my older one of my older brother, um, who, you know, made certain decisions that affected him negatively, particularly the relationship between him and his kids. Right. So I said to him, I said, well, I don't really fault him for that because again, growing up in certain environment, you don't have, particularly growing up poor, growing up disenfranchised. Some people make decisions that, you know, again, but it has to. I said, but you have to understand the system. The system is made so that enough people is going to make mistakes that might cost them some serious, may have serious consequences. Right? I said, so we don't, I don't hold anybody, particularly as black people, in terms of our condition in this society and around the world, and how the invisible hands, the colonial powers, are engaging in creating environments and situations where we're either criminalized or where we have a fanatical religious indoctrination within us that we're, just people just walking around with no intelligence. Okay, and I say no intelligence not is not mean as an insult. You can be smart and not intelligent. Okay, you could be intelligent and not smart. Okay, so so then he goes, then he starts to bring back talk about stuff that happened when I was younger, and then he goes, "Yeah, y'all are followers," and I'm like, really, really. You see, the religious mindset is within black people, within our people, is that you know leaders are born. No leader is born. Okay, people become leaders based off of their social conditioning, their family conditioning, the community conditioning. See, leaders are not born. That's the whole thing that they try to tell you that leaders are born. Leaders are not born. Leaders are created. Okay, leaders are created. No one is born a leader. No one is born a failure. Those are things that are created within the society, within the world that we live in. And this is something that we, as particularly as black people, teams seem to forget. Because here's the thing: we will vote for a white man who is a criminal, who is a pedophile, who is a rapist, who is who is a thief, right? But we won't vote for a black man because he may be gay. We won't vote for a black woman because she may be gay, right? So these are things that in our mind we don't think about because of that religious indoctrination and the love and affirmation of whiteness, particularly white men who are in positions of power, who have money. So we have, because again, our savior is a white man. So when we look at each other, we want to blame each other, or will squarely place the blame on ourselves for things that we have no control over, right? So again, this is why it's important that you have a father within the home, right? And a father who understands things not just from his experience but from knowledge and knowing. You know what I'm saying? So not everybody in this world is going to be on a path that they may not get in trouble with the law, right? That they may not get seriously ill or get cancer or get a mental illness or get whatever else sickness or what have you, right? Or be put into a non-consensual human experimentation program. This is our thinking as black people. I'm talking about black people now, not targeted individuals, right? I'm thinking as a black person now. This is how we think, right? That we will put this. That we'll say, okay, here's a person who grew up in a rough neighborhood, right? No father, mother partying all the time, no one to teach him or her anything, right? Anything substantial that will prevent that person from going into certain areas that may land them into trouble, what have you, right? Or even killed, right? So we say, yeah, it is that individual. Not even taking into consideration that that person could have been poisonous with lead when they were younger, which a large portion of black people, particularly black children in America within the past, if you were a child in America within the past 60 years, right, deliberate attack on our intelligence and our psychological and neurological state by white supremacists. They don't ever think about those things. Okay? They don't ever think about the banks, how they rob black people of their wealth. They never think about the real estate agents who will manipulate a person's employer to get them fired because their parents might have left them a house, and they understand these white real estate agents. They understand that these black people are only 2 3 months 4 months away from bankruptcy if they lose their job, right? Because we like to, because of our religious conditioning, we like to think that America is some kumbaya and there's no such thing as racism. We don't look because we don't have the critical mindset, the critical thinking, even though when it's in our face, even though when you show them, they turn away from the truth. Now, that in itself is social conditioning, right? That in itself is the government and those in power using technology, using economics, using psychology, using education, right, to create a mindset within black people in which they're going to breed out our intelligence, they're going to breed out our anger at the system, and replace it with a mindset that is heavily religiously indoctrinated, and that when they put us back into slavery, not me personally, but my children, their children's children, their children's children going forward. Because if you don't know history, the worst thing in history is bound to repeat itself, right? So we are a short-sighted people. We don't think about future generations, and this is what they have done. They have bred that out of us. Okay, just like how they used to breed enslaved people, right? They have now they've been able to breed out certain aspect of certain traits in our minds. Okay, so I just gotta, I really just gotta laugh about it because again, you know, you're blaming someone who at a younger age might have made a mistake. That's like anybody. Some people make mistakes, some people don't. But I want you to understand the mindset of the people that your own brother is calling you and tell you that, oh, you're a follower. See, what it is that they don't want is to be leaders. It's for black leadership. They don't want black men in particular to be leaders, right? And then what they'll do, they'll create these sort of programs to where they will destroy a person, black person, because they see that that black person is a leader, right? Or that person has the potential to become a leader, okay? And they want to destroy that, and then want to use your family or your friends around you to try to, stick, like these little jabs at you, right? But regardless of whatever, I tell my kids all the time, never be a follower, be a leader, and that's the importance of having fathers in the home. And when you don't go up with a father in the home, and you believe because you never get in trouble with the law or other people, remember there are people who have fathers that get in trouble with the law, right? They are leaders that went to jail. Okay? So what does that mean? But that is how they've conditioned our mind, particularly as black people. Look, Martin Luther King went to jail. Right? Malcolm X went to jail. Right? Don't let people tell you because when you were younger you made certain mistakes that you were a follower. When you were younger, you're easily misled. They're easily misled. Because I can say certain things about anybody to say, well, you're not a leader. You're a follower, right? You work in a 9 to 5. You have no aspiration of owning your own business. That's what followers do. At least I have, and I still have aspiration of owning my own business, regardless because I'm a TI. Because I'm a TI, I know what I'm against. But I don't give up. This is why, I build computers. Yeah, I try to sell them. Nobody buys them because again I'm being whitelisted. but that drive is still within me, right? Whereas you have people who are just comfortable, working a 9 to 5 job, making minimum wage, what have you. And then again, they tend to forget that I can't work because of my disability. So again, this the mindset of how we view and how we treat each other, even within the family dynamics, right? Not wanting to listen, not want, and mind you, you know, I'm more educated than a lot of people with a degree. Okay, I'm more intelligent than a lot of people with a degree, and I'm not bragging on myself. It's because again, I don't just study one thing. Okay, I don't just study one thing, and at least I look for the truth. At least the lies turns my stomach, right? Whereas the lies make them feel happy, and the truth turns their stomach because they have a backwards mindset, a backwards mentality that's been conditioned within their mind. When they start to reverse that, then they'll understand and see the bigger picture and see the overall scope of things. As Neely Fuller said, if you don't understand white supremacy, everything you think you know about white supremacy is only going to confuse you. And why? Because we are looking at we look at the what's right in front of our faces, right? We don't look behind. We don't look 10 steps behind, 20 steps behind, 30 steps behind. You know what I'm saying? White people, they have contingencies for contingencies for contingencies for contingencies. White supremacists, right? So you don't think that if there's a revolution going to happen in America, they're not going to know about it? Mm-hmm. That you don't have these Sambo Negroes within the mix manipulating things, running back to Matt, just like how the house slave Negro would do. Go to the master, say, "Oh, this person they're planning to run away tonight." Okay, and now they don't even have to do that because now they can implant any one of us with a microchip, and they can hear, see, everything that we do. This is why, again, I don't join any political activist group. If I was to join a group, it would be the new Black Panther movement, but I can't because I'm highly compromised. I'm not going to be used as a tool to destroy black organizations and organizations that are trying to do right for black people, right? And so this is why I'm vocal, outspoken, also to let people know you come around me, don't say certain things because I'm chipped, right? So they can hear, they can see what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing. All right, and this is why I do my video to prove it to you guys. That's what's going on. I know it's a difficult thing for us as TS to accomplish because the powers that be are so manipulative, right? They're so persuasive. So this is something that we have to understand and realize. Like I said, this is one of my purpose, and they will try to dissuade me. They will try to get me to not continue talking about this stuff, but it'll never work, right? Because this work that I'm doing is too important. It's too important. Like I said, it's not just about me or my kids. It's about every future generation of children, whether you're black, white, Asian, what have you. That's what this is for. So even they say, well, look, he has this. I talk about self-sacrifice. We all have to do self-sacrifice, but I'm not sacrificing myself in a way in which it takes away greatly from my children, or it takes away greatly from me. This is just another aspect of me showing leadership in understanding what is going on, doing the research, because it takes a leader to do that. It takes leadership quality to do that. Okay. Whereas most of these people don't even want to do research on their belief system. And that's not leadership. Those are the followers. So don't ever let them try to dissuade you about your leadership qualities. Because that's exactly what they don't want within the society is for people who have leadership qualities, who are critical thinkers, who are not just going to believe what they're being told or what is being told, but are going to look into it, have critical thinking, and analyze things in a critical manner so they can make the best decision for themselves, their family, for their community, right? And again, this is what they don't want. The removal of the leadership qualities within people within the society. And like I said, you guys are going to see what I'm talking about, right? Because they believe that with these technologies that they are unstoppable and no one's going to believe the victims who they've perpetrated these technologies on over the past couple of decades. All right, so I'll talk to you guys in the next video.